$1 billion worth of game. It's your man Yusuf. Like the channel and subscribe, man. Shout out to the angry man. He brought out an important fact that I know is a fact because I've been through something similar in his show about Tyrese and about why Tyrese's wife wanted to get back with Tyrese and her true motives behind her interview campaigns that she going on right now. And one of the facts that the angry man brought out was that the judge in Tyrese's case was lecturing Tyrese about, you know, him and his wife getting divorced and what he should do and all that kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? Basically, angry man was talking about, you know, the judge in the case was upset at Tyrese. The system is upset at Tyrese because his prenup is so ironclad that he crushing the system right now and stopping his ex-wife from basically getting what she want to get out of Tyrese. And I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. I experienced this back in 2003 when my wife left me, and I had custody. Well, I was fighting for custody for all 4 of my kids. You know what I mean? Making sure everything was going to be in my favor. You know what I mean? I had all of my facts. You know what I mean? I had all of my paperwork. You know what I mean? I had all of the details that I needed for the courts in order to come out victorious. And man, listen, from the clerks to the judge, they couldn't believe, one, that I was taking care of my kids by myself. They couldn't believe it. They said, the judge said, listen, where's the mom? She's the plaintiff in this case, right? No, I'm the plaintiff in the case, sir. What? How is that possible? What you mean, how is it possible? What do you mean? I'm a black man who've been taking care of my kids since birth. You know what I mean? Since they were born. What do you mean? I was a married man at the age of 18. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? I've always been about my business. You know what I mean? Despite whatever, you know, the women in my life wanted to do, I always handled my business accordingly. You know what I mean? And my business was always about my kids. You know what I'm saying? And these courts are not in favor of men when it comes to this kind of thing, man. And I learned that from a good friend of mine. His name was Dean Steve. You know what I mean? He was the first boy that I ever knew that had custody of his kids. I was about 18 years old when I met him. He was about 25. And he had custody of his daughter after going through a crazy divorce. You know what I mean? He was a hell of a good dude, man. Taught me a lot of different things, man. At that age, you know what I mean? He was like a big brother to me. You know what I mean? That I never had. And yo, when I tell you I wound up going through the same thing that he went through, the same exact thing that he went through a few years later, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. He was telling me how the court gonna be against you, man. Court gonna be against you in your divorce and everything. You know what I mean? And I finagled my way through all of that because of the knowledge that I had and my due diligence of keeping all my paperwork, keeping all my facts together. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I did it all without a lawyer. I did it all without a lawyer. You know what I mean? Whenever I came in front of the judge and it was about my children, it was about my children. I didn't go on tangents about her and what she didn't do and all that. Listen, this is how I'm gonna benefit my kids. This is the reason why my kids are with me, why they should continue to remain with me, why she should only have this or that, supervised visitation, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I brought that out. So they was forced to accept it. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing they could do to challenge me. You know what I mean? And that was without a prenup. That was without, you know what I mean, any lawyers, any of that. You know what I mean? And I just watched my son win custody of his daughter the same way. Why? Because he was focused on his daughter. You know what I mean? You guys go in there talking about the women and your problems, and the judges don't want to hear all that. Whoever got the best plan most times is going to win out. Most times. Not all the time, but most times. You know what I mean? You guys got to follow a specific playbook in order to win out. You know what I mean? Keeping your kids for a year, 6 months to a year. You know what I mean? Being cordial. You know what I mean? Standing on your principles. If you guys do that, most times you're going to win out, or most times you're going to break the succubus, and she's going to leave you alone anyway, and let you do what you're going to do for your children. You know what I mean? Most times they're going to flee and run away, these women, because they're not built for the court system. Once you make a woman look stupid in front of the courts, she finished, man. She finished. Her spirit is going to be broken. The succubus is going to be broken once you make them feel the embarrassment of trying to take you to court and them losing. But if you go in there acting a fool and you allow them to be victorious, oh man, you're never going to hear the end of it. They're going to continue to try to take you through the ringer. You know what I mean? I'm promising you. I'm promising you. You know what I mean? Yo, that was such a big point Angry Man brought out, though, about how the judge was against Tyrese. You know what I mean? How the judge was against him. How the judge didn't want to see him win. How the judge was mad at his ironclad prenup. How upset they were. You know what I'm saying? Yo, those are facts. Those are facts that the Angry Man brought out. Because they can't handle it, especially to see a black man do his due diligence like that and be that smart and protect his assets and protect everything that he worked for. You know what I'm saying? And to safeguard his children and to be about his family. Oh, they hate it. Oh, they hate it. Oh, they hate it so much. They hate it so much. Oh, why he think he that smart? Why he think he gonna outsmart the system? No, I did everything I was supposed to do in the system to safeguard me and mine. That's the bottom line of it. You know what I mean? That is the bottom line of it. He did everything in his power to safeguard his. You know what I mean? Respect the Tyrese, man. Respect the Tyrese, brother. I'm sorry you had to get such a nasty wake-up call, but, you know, there's a lesson for a lot of men out here. Everything that you went through is a lesson for a lot of men out here. Some of the things that I've went through in life, you know what I mean, that I've talked about on my channel, is a lesson in life. The things that Angry Man preach about, the things that Anton preach about, the things that Kevin Samuels preach about. You know what I mean? You guys can go around the gauntlet and see the plethora of men of experience. That way you can navigate through these tough waters, man. And you might find a way through in your pain that to come out like a rose out of the concrete, man. You know what I mean? So God bless y'all, man. $1 billion worth of game. Like the channel, subscribe, man. I'm going to be doing some long content, you know, coming up once I get my gear, you know, right. And, you know what I mean? Hopefully I'll be able to come out on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, with long content for you all to listen to. $1 billion worth of game, man. I'm out.